Gardening in your own neighborhood will connect you back to the earth. You will also start to build that responsibility and care for something that has life. Gardening really shows you the process of care, of passion, patience.
Your actions, your drive, your passion, your willingness to get involved, you have more power than you might realize.
You have the opportunity to grow anywhere that you could say like, wow, I grew my own spinach. I grew my own cilantro. That's still a great fulfillment. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can create this opportunity to grow something. There's a community and culture at the farmers market that everyone should experience.
I think it's really important to eat locally because local and seasonal produce is at the peak of its flavor. Not only are you getting really nutrient-dense foods, but you're getting really delicious foods.
We're here in Highland Park, Los Angeles. This is where I do all my edible gardening for the farmers market and just for myself. So I have an orange tree here. I have a lemon tree, fig tree as well. I have some fava beans going, dandelion, beets, edible cactus on the parkway, parsley, cilantro, mint, tomatoes. I got a bunch of heirloom tomatoes I just put down, guavas. Got a variety of things here on the property.
I met Louis some years ago when he came into the farmers market. He came in as an artisan vendor selling these really cool t-shirts. Then he got certified. He brings plants, but specifically he brings a lot of seedlings so that people can grow from that plant.
Growing your own food, I look at it as therapy. I don't look at it as being hard work. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna learn about patience. You're gonna learn about responsibility. You're gonna also be wowed and thrilled when you see that seed, that small little microscopic seed, turn into a full-on plant or a tree that it will feed you. Sometimes some of these foods are perennial, which means it'll come back forever. So that is the wow, the pizzazz, the relief when you actually see that seed come out of the ground and turn into something beautiful that you're gonna eat. And then you get that nourishment from that.
A farmer's market is a gathering of certified farmers to sell produce and other agricultural products that they themselves grow. And they are able to sell that directly to the public. There's no middleman.
Families, communities can come and experience the farmers direct.
We believe in helping urban growers become producers in farmers markets. I absolutely know that the future of farmers markets is to engage more people within urban areas to become producers. It's a great way to use resources that we already have in the community. It helps economically, it helps ecologically, because then you're not trucking in stuff from far away. And another great tool for building community and sustainability.
When you're eating local, not only are you helping that farm to keep going and to keep growing food for you, but you're actually yourself are knowing what you're eating and what's in the food or how it's grown. It keeps the carbon footprint down. And sometimes we walk around here just within our own world and we forget nature is there. Nature is happening 24/7 every second. So when you actually are able to adapt with it, then you get a lot of opportunity. So we're here at the Parkway, right on the street. I did this not just for me, but for the community. The community should have access, especially if they're in an apartment and they can't get a lime or they want to put some nopales in their salad. That's why I did this. This isn't just all for me, it's for the community, and I want the community to see something different. You know, you may walk past a parkway and just see grass or just see a tree there with no fruit. So now it's great to see more of an abundance of parkways that have edible fruits or vegetables for people. That's why I did that. I would call this curb appeal, wouldn't you say? So as you see, I'm standing here in the landscape. You probably won't believe this used to all be grass. And in California, having turf is fine, turf meaning grass, but sometimes we want to cut that back a percentage so that way we cut down our water use. Because in California, we are scarce when it comes to water. So one of the things that we wanted to do to cut down our water needs was put more drought tolerant plants, more native plants that are California bound. And I have a bunch of sage here, like California sage that you see in front of me, or rock rose, which are drought tolerant plants or California native plants. And that helped to cut down our water footprint. Since I've been on this journey of growing food, it has connected me with so many different people. So let's say I take moringa, I grow moringa, right? And moringa, even though it's native in Africa, it's also native in India. It's also native in the Philippines and Mexico. When you don't see me and you see the tree, I had neighbors thinking that I was either from the Philippines or from India, because these are things that they use within their culture. And it happened that I was a brother. And we just laughed. We laughed and talked. We talked about the origins, and it was able to bring us together like community is supposed to. And that foods should do. It should bring people together, give people a chance to talk about their background. And I talk about my background. And in the end, we can all laugh and hug and have fun. It brings you together with someone you never even knew. So we're here in the backyard. I wish I had more landscape to grow things, but I have this nice little patch here, and I'm making it happen for the space that I have. I really pride myself on growing heirloom tomatoes. Reason I like heirloom is because it's almost like the lineage. Just like, let's say, you know your family background, you know your mother's background. So that means you're kind of gonna know what your kids are gonna look like. So with it being heirloom, you know what the actual tomato is gonna be, and you know its lineage, opposed to just planting something you don't know where it's coming from or what the turnout's gonna be. So that's the benefit of growing heirloom. It's fresh, it's natural, and you know its history. Tomatoes are pretty hardy, and tomatoes can actually grow in more acidic type of soil. So when we are preparing soil and you haven't had a chance to prep it, you could start with tomatoes. Tomatoes are easier opposed to other vegetables where the soil needs to be prepped because it needs to have more nutrients in that soil for the plant to take off. So starting off, you can always go with a tomato. One of the benefits of composting is that you can add all types of nutrients in there. I get this from our local coffee spot here in Highland Park, and they give this out free to people. So you can't go wrong when you're getting free coffee grounds. I'm gonna go ahead and add this as a top layer or just as a buffer to my compost. So once you compost it and turn it a few times, then you can actually put that back into the earth. Over time, when you are farming, you have to remember all the minerals get depleted, all the nutrients get depleted. So it's always good to put more nutrients back into the soil. So with compost, it has a balance of microorganisms, the beneficial bacteria, and other nutrients that may not be in just your regular soils. So I'm adding compost to the base of each tree, and when I go to water, that's gonna percolate back into the earth. It has a really cool color, and that lets you know that there's a lot more nutrients in there compared to the look of the natural dirt. Gardening has been in my DNA. My father was a horticulturist. So growing up, I would see him going to the nursery. I was able to go with him and actually see the process of gardening. As I got older, I was turning to plants, working with plants. Then I discovered the farmer's market, getting to know the community, getting to know the market, and just being wowed with fresh vegetables.
Passion and wanting to make a difference is infectious. Keep hold of that and don't lose it, and find like-minded people. Put your minds and your hearts together and figure out a way to make a difference in your immediate community.
For the students who want to get their hands dirty, who want to get into the earth, start a petition with your other friends. Ask your school, when can we do gardening? Or if there's land that is not being used, figure out how you guys can actually work with that land, create a farmer's market at your school, or at least figure out how you can start growing, composting on that school property. Don't give up. It will happen for you.
I think it's really important for young people to know how to prepare food for themselves, because that's the best way to advocate for your own health and what you want to put in your body.
We all have had ancestors. We all have had grandparents that were working in the garden, whether it was with flowers or doing something with their hands. It is fun, it's therapeutic. You won't know until you try. So don't fight yourself from the good feeling that you're gonna get. That's first off, just let yourself go. When you're working in the soil, you're gonna get these thoughts like, oh, maybe I should write a book. Or you're gonna get these thoughts like, oh, I wanna see grandmother and spend some time with her. Or you may just wanna like doodle, do some art. So if you kind of just let yourself go, all the blessings come to you, whether it's through thought, whether it's through relief, you're in harmony. We need harmony.